I'm here to tell you about a very, very unfortunate situation that occurred this morning. I'm standing in front of the Twin Dolphin Marina. It's catty corner to the Bradenton Police Department. At about 9:26 this morning, several of my officers were standing outside in the parking lot when they heard a tremendous sound. They pinpointed the sound is coming from the marina area and were able to catch a crane falling. They rushed to the scene, 3 of them. Upon their arrival, they found one of the construction workers trapped beneath the crane. This is a crane that weighs upwards of a ton. Clearly, they couldn't move it on their own and began yelling and calling for assistance. Multiple people from everywhere, from the construction site here at the museum, all of our officers on duty, folks that were working at the marina, everybody rushed to the scene as quickly as possible within minutes. More than 50 people were able to lift the crane off the subject, who then fell into the water. He was quickly pulled out. CPR was administered by members of the Bradenton Police Department. They kept this up for an additional 5 to 10 minutes, at which time Bradenton Fire Rescue arrived on scene and took over life-saving measures. Unfortunately, the victim did not make it. He is deceased. What I can tell you about him is he is a white male in his 30s. He works for the general contractor responsible for this project. This is a city-owned marina. This is a grant-led project, and so the city has some involvement in the construction. He's married, he has kids, and his family has been notified. This is a tragic, tragic situation that has unfolded this morning. What I can tell you is that dozens of members of this community put themselves in harm's way to do everything that they could. I'm flanked here by members of the Bradenton Police Department that provided first aid and did everything they could to save his life. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. That's really all I can tell you with regards to the summary of this incident, but I'm able to answer any questions if you have any.
Do we know what happened?
It appears as though the crane snapped. Obviously, Bradenton Police Department is conducting the initial investigation. We are categorizing this as an accidental death. We are going to be joined at some juncture by multiple agencies, OSHA. I know that the Coast Guard may have an interest because this is out on a dock, but several agencies are pulling together at this point. We have the area cordoned off. We are going to make sure that we do everything we can to determine precisely how this happened.
Can you explain what they were doing, like what the work is that they're actually building or whatever it is?
They were building a dock.
Was there a load on the crane?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that at this point. He was not operating the crane, but there was another individual out there with him. He was in a team of 4 people.
It said there was another person injured. Can you explain that a little bit?
I believe that injury occurred during the attempts at life-saving.
Was the crane operator hurt at all?
The only significant injury death at this point is the gentleman.
We'll be releasing the name of the victim.
We will be releasing that information once we are assured that all of the next of kin have been appropriately notified and have been offered victim services.
When we say snap, do we mean wind at the boat?
Again, we're going to have to delve into that. It clearly was a horrific accident. For my officers across the street to hear this tremendous sound indicates to us that there was some sort of construction accident.
Just to be clear, was the crane actually in operation, or was it like this one behind where it's just sitting there instead? Was it in motion or something?
We know that there was a crane operator out there and he was assisting.
How did your officers describe that sound? What exactly does a crane sound like?
I think they heard a sound that they recognized is not consistent with construction work. They acted immediately and sprinted nearly 250 yards to try to reach the area as quickly as possible, and within minutes were joined by dozens of BPD officers who did all they could, and then, as I mentioned, the construction workers, the folks at Twin Dolphin Marina, everybody very quickly pulled together to do all they could, but it was too late at that point.
What can we say about all those people just showing up?
That's the Bradenton community, and that's the Bradenton Police Department. It's very unfortunate, but these are the situations that we